What's good? Konnichiwa, bitches. It's your girl, Unstable Creature here. Just coming up, just coming through. Just with a couple things that I've been coming across, just seeing on, some of the little news things about the Raiders and stuff like that. I don't want to really complain. I know that they said about 5 players that will not be continuing with the Raiders franchise. And okay, yeah, we can look at. I probably need to go into the other 5, but the main thing that I really wanted to comment on was one of the articles was like, it was about Carr, and it was saying like, relax, he's not going anywhere. But this is, I'm just gonna put it out there because I feel like this is the main thing why we get stuck or almost have a lot of fucking ignorant players or just stupidity. Okay, if we wasn't quick thinking and smart not to deal with Antonio Brown saying that his attitude was where it was even before we got him. Now we made this beast, and I'm talking about Derek Carr. We made this beast, but he is not the beast for the field. He's not the beast for the Raiders. That's how I feel because as you look at it, just like me, even though I said take that man's job, I said take that man's job for a lot of reasons. For a lot of reasons. If he is to, it seemed like it's a selfish thing on his behalf. It's a selfish thing because he won't correct where he go wrong. You know what I mean? He'll let other players fall off for that. We had a lot of like receivers, rushing back, all of that. But when it comes to the hands of Carr, everybody falls underneath that, and it's like you don't want to stand up for your shit. Now, during these last 2 games, I would say by you not even being there for those last 2 games, regardless if he had to bench your ass, meaning you'll be on the bench. You didn't even show up for the games. So that right there will show you who you dealing with. The nigga had an attitude. He couldn't accept that, and he wasn't there for the team. Period. And then the last game, regardless of what happened to him, he still put more effort in to do all that he could for the team when the team asked him to step up. Was Carr there to give him any notes? Was Carr there to have his back when he went to the sideline to try to help him swivel and move and do something better? No, he wasn't. So that's a sign of leadership. Like, y'all keep on playing with these people. And y'all, first it was articles of all these people that wanted to get Derek. But if that shit was really on the map, don't nobody want to pay for a nigga like that you really don't produce that much. Now, our last 2 games did not come from the mistake the things that we had with the whole season didn't come from the last 2 games. Okay, the whole season came from Carr. And it's like nobody wants to look at that. Nobody wants to think of that. We had so many years with this man. And as we continue to go like further back, nobody is looking like what are we to do? But we still have him, and we can keep on switching all the players around him and act like this is going to make us better. But the leadership, it's the leadership. You ain't switching none of the leaderships. You keeping that same leadership that didn't have who didn't had Stidham's back. I'm just saying, yes, I said take his job, but that's me saying that. That man didn't say that. And for you to not be there for him and the team, that speaks a lot. Regardless if you had a problem with McDaniels. See, this is the thing. Y'all making this demon, and y'all want to keep him. And it's not like he rushing through the field, knocking over, all of this and all of that. Because within those last 2 games, that man proved a lot. Yeah, it could have been the last. He had to rush. He had to do this and all this other shit. But it said a lot. It said a lot. And it said a lot to me. And it should have said a lot to everybody that watched those games. Like, he put all forth in, and not he didn't. He wasn't. The thing was, he apologized. He apologized because even with those 2 games, he wanted to get everybody further. Maybe, yeah, he probably was looking at, him starting, getting a better this, better that. But because he couldn't pull that out, he still apologized to the team. Now, was Carr sitting on the sideline, apologizing to everybody? Now y'all can get on me, and I don't give two fucks. I've been doing this channel, been up their ass for a minute. I look at all these players, and it's like you can see some of the dark sides in people, and then you already know who don't want to admit to shit. We already see this. I'm not even trying to be up in here rah rah rah. I'm just looking at it like, why we got to keep on going backwards though? We don't never try to go forward. We stick our, and it's not like we leaving him behind. It's like everything he do on the field, he leave us behind, because if he overthrow if he overthrow something, now it's on the receiver. Now it's on everybody else, and it's like, how y'all not look at this? Y'all want to keep this lit? If he really had all of those offers on the table from so many prestigious ass teams, I think he would have left. But that's that talk. That's that rumor shit. That's that shit that they be trying to kick up and trying to make it seem like, oh, people are really wanting him. No, people don't want people don't want. Let me tell you something. If you got a team that already won more than 6 games, that's a setback to go and get Carr. That's a setback. So what what teams? And probably teams that, y'all make it seem like Raider is so far back in this and this, but that's only shit that y'all make seem. You see on the field with all the calls and stuff like that, I be looking like, let some of that shit slide, because everything we do, y'all don't even let slide. So I be like, let some of that shit slide. Like, give it to us, because it ain't right. And now we gotta sit up. Not that we have to sit up, but he's saying relax. Carr isn't going anywhere. So does this mean that he's gonna do a 360, really step up like a leader? Because a leader wouldn't harbor like certain attitudes, or you wouldn't be able to see that on the field. You wouldn't be able to see certain like shit like that. A leader ain't gonna be bothered, you know what I mean, if you do have to allow somebody else to step up and do this because of whatever that is. So this man isn't no leader. This man, y'all keep on putting him in a position that his attitude and his stance ain't even ready for. Yeah, putting him out on the field and playing the games, yeah, that's fine. But to be a leader, it should be overall. Overall. And to tell you the truth, y'all be letting a lot of real leaders go. It's sad. We all have to sit and watch this. All of us, we all in. Just win. Raider Nation all day. Shit. But like I said, I don't be liking to sit back and be like, yeah, that's good. But you can point out somebody else's flaws. You can point out somebody else's dealing when all of they shit be behind you and you don't accept it. You blame. And that's crazy. And I'm just looking like, you know what, us as people, if we don't start, that's why I respect everybody. Y'all be saying shit like fuck Carr, but he's a man of himself, and that's just what it is. Whatever stance that he walk in, he'll continue to walk in that path. But when I be looking at people, not saying that I can see through you or see what it is, you've shown enough. And even before you even opened your mouth, I've already seen it all. So that's what I'm saying. Like, unless it's a 360, we finna go down the same goddamn road. The same road. The same road. Because now our defense is finna act like they have to do way more. They have to kick it up. Our offensive line, they finna hurt their fucking bodies trying to contort, trying to make all of these fucking throws that they know either gonna be short or further. You can get a couple in betweens, but they know what they're gonna have to work with. If you stand with Carr, you're gonna have to fucking do all of this other shit. It's like it's so much. And I feel like the connection between Dante Adams and Carr, y'all can ride that out, but come on now. Let's respect the history that y'all have and let it be just that. Because people grow. Once you be away from somebody, you grow for so many different reasons, whether it's to big yourself up or, to learn this or whatever the case. So the growth has been different. You know what I mean? If you listen to the way Davante Adams talk,
and how, you know what I mean, he ain't trying to put the pressure on. I mean, he ain't blaming anybody else. You know, if anybody gonna step up, we all finna step up. You know what I mean? Just hoping and praying that everybody really step into their shoes and do they, you know what I mean, do their thing and do this. You don't really, you know, point the finger too much. It's more like, you know what, as a team and this and that. And if you saying you talking to him, then you know what I mean, he'll say and you know put his ump on him. But you could ask him about another player. He's gonna put it. He's gonna put it in the best way possible because him and other players, they, I ain't gonna say all on the same lane because you know what, you got people that's stats are getting better than other people's and all this other shit. But when you look at it, the leader, the leader doesn't speak like that. Like I said, when I watched. Sometimes I be, you know, what I mean, not wanting to be in the press conference. I mean, not watch the press conference because the press conference could be so deceitful. And then the comments, everybody on the sidelines, and half of the people in there ain't even Raider fans. But even Raider fans, it's like you can love a team and really love a team, but you really have to pay attention, or you don't have to pay attention. But I pay attention to a lot of shit that goes on in the background because that shows on the team. You can't a man that's a leader but blaming everybody else, never take a fault for himself and never do this and never just sit back and accept. That's what it is. Just like one of our players that end up either going to getting arrested for whatever it is. You didn't send no high hopes for him. You was very selfish about it. You was very selfish about, oh, because that was a wide receiver that you were thinking, or that you was hoping and praying that you was going to make it with him. Instead of putting your faith in somebody else, why don't you put your faith in yourself? That way you can correct yourself and really pay attention to how you talk about others and how you present yourself on the field. Period. Because we had Rich Gannon on the team, and guess what? He over here molding and shaping Carr, helping that nigga. And you wonder why Carr was stepping out the box, running a little more? Somebody else. So it's like we need to start thinking. And you know, man, it's not that you gotta be on the page. You be taking it too serious. No, and we can watch a game and we can call out players for missing this, missing that, this, that, and that, and that, and that. It's always on everybody else. It's never on Carr, and we always see the difference. Even if we keep Carr, you know what I mean? Like I said, I give props what props is due. But overall, I know that this is like bird shit, okay? Bird shit. As soon as you pull your car out from a car wash and it's like, that's what that is. And even if we have better stats next season, unless he correct himself, you're still dealing with the same person. He just ain't came out the box as far as like a Antonio Brown start throwing shit and all that other shit. But you can see where personalities and a mind frame lies. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So I am relaxed, whether he stay or go. But it's like, come on now, y'all better open your eyes because, like I said, the last 2 games, it said a lot to me. Hey, the whole season said a lot to me. We don't want to look at the season. We don't want to look at the last 2 games, and we just gonna be like, everything is getting swept under the rug. Why we keep on moving every player around this man, I don't know. People, have we not have him? We had him for a minute. Okay, y'all didn't give Pryor this much time. Y'all didn't give nobody else this much time. Y'all didn't give Pryor this much time. I think Pryor only played a quarterback for 1 season. And I wanted to see more of him because I felt like, you know what I mean, if people have more time, because look at all the stats that we have when we had with Carr. Regardless if some was up, some was down, they want to keep on bringing up where we was in the last season. But what about seasons before that? What about, it's like we forgetting a lot of shit in between, and it's just not, it ain't doing it for me. It ain't doing it for me. love the Raiders, but I be looking like it ain't our decisions ain't doing it for me. Y'all have all these good ass men on your team, offense, defense, taking a pay cut so that you can keep Carr living the way he. See, this is a baby mama. When you go to court, you're gonna have to keep up his lifestyle. Cause it's like this shit ain't worth it. This shit ain't worth it. You got good ass team, you got good ass players taking cuts, and then y'all cut their asses. Oh Lord, I don't even know the stats of money because of taking a pay cut. I don't know if the next team feel like they have to pay you that or pay you more or pay you less. So that right there is already a kick in the ass. And to go on to somebody that don't possess half of the leadership that other players on that team, that's a fucking kick in the teeth. But to you, but I'm trying to stay calm because you know what? It just, to each his own. But I just got to be vocal about this shit. I got to be because it's like, what is really going on? What's really going on? Do you really, to tell you the truth, it really sucks. It really sucks. Because even stepping him in, it was already coming off of what somebody else had already done. It's just so much stuff that a lot of us don't even pay attention to or grasp. A lot of people yell for Carr, but when it comes on a field, who that man is there too. How that man reacts and how that man come off is there too. Do you see the way he act? If when he finally throw a play and the receiver don't catch it, that nigga has an attitude. I mean, that nigga, it's not like, okay, we'll get it next time, we'll do this. It's like being different because, you know what I mean, sometimes they get weak in the player or some players do get mad and give it they all. But then some be like, nigga, come on now. Shit. Like, don't overwork me if you can't even fucking, like, hit the points, A's and B's and shit like that. Like, come on now. Come on now. Come on now. It's, this, to me, it's crazy. I hope in y'all practice and the way y'all keep him, like he is, y'all making every catch. That's how I feel. In order to be like this, y'all making every catch in y'all practice. Y'all making practice be like, right on top. But when it comes to these pro games, just like how y'all tried to, come at Stidham for his last 2 games. What about the rest of the season and how Carr handled it? How many times did he throw interceptions? How many times? 5 in one game. How many times did he get sacked? How many times? So, obviously, y'all want more time. And I don't know if people going in like, keep Carr, keep this. I don't know exactly what y'all expect to come out of Carr. Maybe next season, he probably would put some on. But it's just the point that we already spent so much goddamn time. And yeah, I wouldn't, in the middle of a season, I probably wouldn't switch. But now here's an opportunity. Here's an opportunity to show yourself growth. Here's an opportunity, because we have a problem with hanging, like I said, a lot of leaders, y'all let go. And now you hanging on to these deceitful ass leaders. And you know what? I'm for the sake of what you think you're doing and how the way you're going, that's fine. But I know. That's why I said that man, Stidham, give him more time. Give him more time on the field. Give him way more time with those players. And even though y'all don't respect the preseason, like I said, the preseason had me feeling like, damn, because he made it happen. He not that he made it happen, but damn, he was in there. And even if everybody be looking at it like, you got so whatever. I watch the preseason. I see all the hype names. You see all of this shit, and they all during the preseason. So I don't know what the hell is the problem. You might not take it as serious, but niggas get hurt, niggas get their ass beat, niggas get do all of this thing. I just don't. Mm-mm. I feel like don't knock the preseason because the preseason is like the opening to your season, and that man had you open to the season, and our first 3 games we lost in the opening season. Because they took the preseason playing with Stidham and came in hard on Carr. He couldn't handle it. That was our opening game. 3 I mentioned. But the nigga he couldn't open up. Nigga can't even open up the door for me. I don't know what y'all waiting on with Carr. Shit. God bless. Okay. God bless the path and whatever y'all think we finna get up out of this. I'm glad I'm just a fan. And well, you know, I guess it still kind of affected what I be trying to do because when I get down and be all up in it, don't nobody really want to hear my mouth. Y'all be feeling like, oh, this, she just be fussing. But if you look at the facts is there. I could fuss about it because nobody like listening to the facts. Nobody like paying attention to the real shit. Like I said, the NFL already had, you know what I mean, their hand on everything with the Raiders since Al Davis. Yes, since Al Davis. Because even after the fact, even when they got rid of Gruden, they was even talking about it. Y'all need to go back on this. Go back on your Raider history. Like, y'all come up and y'all be looking like, but you got to go through your history with the NFL and the Raiders. You got to go through your history with the NFL and Al Davis. Then you got to go through your history with the NFL and how they just tried to do, what's the coach? Gruden. Gruden had started taking on a stance of how Al Davis was looking. Okay, you niggas won't open the door for me, so we finna really make it happen. I'm finna go ahead and do this, whoop-de-whoop. I'm gonna go ahead and knock it off like this, knock it off like that, and look what happened. Now Gruden's out. Now they got Carr, because Carr was part of getting Gruden out. Now you see why I say making of the asshole, making of this person that they not even gonna get rid of. Until y'all go back on that, like, don't shit on me. Don't look at me like I don't know what I'm talking about. Because before I made the channel, only thing I made the channel is so I could be like, you know what? It's too much thing everybody be overlooking. And I'm talking about on the field, off the field, around the field, with these players that y'all idolize so much. I learned long ago, don't idolize nobody because everybody's a goddamn human. I don't care how they put it, where they put it. I don't care. Because I see different attitudes and people that they put on the highest platforms. And I be looking like, well, who want to deal with that? Even a regular person like me don't even have half of your shit. I still don't even want your energy in my space. And I walk around like that. I can be the brokest bitch, but I still don't need no negative energy in my space. Period. And I don't need nobody that can't accept what they do. I don't need nobody that can't really, you know what I mean, stand 10 toes on their own. And I'm talking about 10 toes on the shit you do, the shit you say, even if it's an accident, even if, you know what I mean, my bad, this is, you know, I apologize. That's what makes you grow. That's what makes you a better person. Because you realize certain things and you look like, that's on me. I can't blame that on you. But y'all fear. I feel like everybody live with so much fear is to the point that it's stupid. You know, NFLs and all these other teams, every team, all this shit that pays you, they wouldn't get the money without you. So to have your input, that's what's important because that sometimes it saves you. But because it's a money scheme, a money deal, a lot of people close their legs, close their mouth. It's like, see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil. And that's how we end up in the world today. Period. Okay? Don't play. Have a blessed day. Yeah, I'm going to end it like that.